We are live. This is the Crash Market Update. I am your host, Bill Noble. What is happening here? Well, it's pretty simple. They are trying to get your bags. They could hit it for 10 hours. They could hit it for 10 days. I can tell you this. They're going to hit it and pressure this thing for as long as they can, right? In other words, if the market doesn't take it back up again, they, as in market makers, BlackRock, Galaxy Digital, every over-the-counter desk on the planet, and possibly even sovereigns are going to want to put a brake on this thing so they can buy. Now, if you just got the crypto, are you having any fun? No, because what happened was people got over their skis leveraged. The market looked like it was going to the moon. And then a catalyst came out that had enough FUD for institutions to smack the market. And they've never been so happy. So what are we going to cover today? We're going to cover what the purpose of institutions in crypto is, what their objective is, and how that relates to your bags. This includes market makers, governments, corporations. It's almost like the one slide market update. Then we're going to cover a lot of important news, right? And then, of course, there is the membership. YouTube members have got themselves a portfolio of stuff from Coinbase. They're going to get regular TA updates during this period of accumulation in prep for the Santa rally. And now that the market is down, we are going to pour these portfolios and these ideas into the section. The Coinbase portfolio and the meme portfolio are already in there. So if you're not in there, you best get in there because now is the time. They did you, your P&L doesn't reflect it, but they did you a favor. There is also Patreon, our middle tier offering, where you get a podcast, you get charts like a newsletter. I'll try to do a demo during the stream. Frankly, that's the best value out there. So please come check that out. And of course, there is LuxAlgo, the chart software. You can scan the QR code to get the software itself. And then on my indicators, which again is a QR code here and in the link down below, you can use discount code NOBLE. I got them to extend it, NOBLE, all caps, to get 40% off my indicator, which will help you with Elliott Wave work, which turned out to be very handy recently. Okay. Institutions, the news, which has a key component, which I can't get any traction on. And I understand the greed impulse, the FOMO is incredible. Why are we here? Why is crypto acting the way it is? Now, everybody is caught up in trying to make money, Solana memes, leverage. The greed is unbelievable. And I feel like a guy who was walking into a fraternity party at 1 o'clock in the morning with a calculus book goes, come on, guys, we should do some homework. Forget about it. All right. Now, that said, because of the extreme greed, and believe me, I am going to show you the mother of all extreme greed slides. Okay. And it's not what you think. It's the ultimate reverse indicator, more so than Kramer. Okay. When I show you this, you are going to realize why this thing topped out. Okay. And the fact that they did top it out is going to be the best thing that ever happened to you, because I'm going to show you history of recent crashes and how that turned out when they were done. So when they washed the market out from anywhere from 5 to 10 days, I got examples from 2023, 2024. Yeah, that's right. There's examples from this year. And the mother of all examples from 2017 with Bitcoin. And then when I get done with that, you're going to feel better. Now, hopefully what doesn't happen is that you arrived on crypto of Monday and last week, and then you left crypto Monday of this week. Hopefully that does not happen. Okay. As Charles Schwab would say in equities, ignore the noise, because Web3 as something that's necessary, Web3 as something that's necessary for both American economic growth and for individual sovereignty. Like, we've gotten way too caught up in wanting governments and corporations to pump our bags. We forgot about why we crypto. We crypto for individual sovereignty. That's why we crypto. And we crypto because, governments, central banks have behaved in such an insane manner that has to come back to roost. And we are in the midst of revaluing fiat. And the way we do that is to moon gold, silver, and crypto. And this is an interruption. So if you're discouraged, upset, and fearful, ready? Ready? Good. Because bull markets feed on fear. When you're too comfortable and it looks great, you're drinking champagne at your desk, Mr. Market is going to pay you a visit and give you a little, enema, clean you out for a couple days, and then we'll be ready to go by the time this narrative switches to, I don't know, whatever quantum computing Skynet narrative they've come up with. All right, we're going to cover that too. I mean, wow. Web 2, let's call them Web 2. Web 2 doesn't like crypto. What a surprise. Web 2 can't wait to put out headlines to stop crypto because they're so jealous. Because if we got that, we don't need them. Okay. We're going to cover all of this. So whatever you're doing, stop doing it and watch the show. Okay. Let's welcome all the brave souls that are here. Bull Runner members banging away on those emojis. By the way, if you like XRP emojis, that $4.99 plan gets you XRP and many other emojis like the banana. Philip, welcome. Yappy is here. Diogo, Bob, Daniel Ortiz, members, Lochez, welcome. Today's Tech Bites, Tanzi, Michael, Daniel, right? Farmer Sam Forrest, one of the OG members, GDL, JB, hello, John Ryan, right? Donato, Cossacks 8, Usagi, welcome. Right? Stormin Norman, Ron, Driftless Crypto, a longtime viewer. Hello. Brick Dreams, wrong again. Caroline, Bob M in the house. Philip, Fair Play, New York City. Welcome to the show. Welcome everybody to those I welcomed and those pancakes and peanut butter. Please, no XRP logo. Oh, come on, man. Got to have those XRP. Got to have those XRP emojis. People dig them. Okay, people. We're starting with PowerPoint. Everybody pull up a chair and listen up. You got to listen to Uncle Bill on this one. Okay? Put down the party cup and please listen. Institutions, governments, crypto, and you. A brief review. Now, this may be worth taking a picture of. Institutions and governments are not here to pump your bags. They're here to pump theirs. Overwhelmed with massive order flow. Part of pumping institutional bags is being able to fill orders. Michael Saylor, can you please buy me some Bitcoin? BlackRock, I need a couple billion. On and on and on and on. If they can't fill orders, they don't have jobs. So if they get an opportunity, they're going to hit the market. Why? Because part of their bags is being able to fill orders. Now, institutions and governments are not, let me say this again, not set up for DeFi, RWA, AI, and Web3 at all. No one is long it. That's why every time someone comes in to buy it, like Sushi Swap 2 days ago, that, the token goes up 30%. There's no supply and no one is set up. So since they don't own it, right, it is a glorious day for them when it goes down 20% in 2 days. And if anything, they may try to hold it down as long as they can. Now, XRP may stick it in their ear, right? XRP got all perky at the end of the day today. So we'll see what happens with that. It's going to be really hard to hold back a big cap like XRP. But that said, you could have 10 days of a range, 10 days of a slump, 10 days of boredom, 10 days of a decline. They could try this again. They could. You know why? Because they're hopelessly short Bitcoin. Hopelessly short. You thought it was bad when the market was at 60K? Ha! You thought it was bad when the market was at 90K on Thanksgiving? Ha! Everyone's talking about 1 million Bitcoin and everyone's believing it. So Michael Saylor has changed the psychology. Like, oh, I don't care what I pay. How are they going to get all this Bitcoin? It's not on exchanges. The only way to get crypto is to hit the altcoin market, is to frankly short it indiscriminately without just reckless abandon. They're hopelessly short certain cryptos. XRP could be one of them. So they've got to hit everything they can for as long as they can and pray they can get some of it back before it completely explodes. We'll go over those charts. We'll go over what happens after they hit it for 5 or 10 days and can't get what they need. Now, institutions also, this bullet here, suppress the market to facilitate accumulation. So rather than say just the drama of altcoin shorting or whatever, maybe everybody just agrees to kind of stop buying. Or maybe they're getting short and quietly accumulating at the same time, kind of doing it quietly. Or maybe they're using the Bitcoin ETF options market to sit on the market. BlackRock and these guys are perfectly capable of doing that. They can use the options market to cap it for a little while. So and this is what the whole 8-month range was about. Just a total nightmare. People quitting crypto. I'm serious. People in my comments on YouTube quit crypto because they were able to suppress the market. Their job is not to pump your bags. Their job is to get orders filled. And if they have to suppress the market and whack everyone's bags in order to do it, that is exactly what they'll do. And they can lean on all of these meme coins. Remember, all these meme coins went to centralized exchanges. They all have perps, right? They can short them and short them and short them. They can lean all over that stuff to try to get everybody to panic. That's part of suppression. Now, as we said, they may get desperate with altcoin short selling, which will be really interesting when they go to cover. Right? But in the meantime, now governments are afraid of embarrassment. Okay. Uncle Sugar may have put the kibosh on this rally, right? Because it was beginning like it started out with the Goldman CEO and then Peter Schiff followed and people were like, why are we doing a dollar devaluation and loving it? Like a dollar devaluation is not funny, particularly if it's disorderly. You know, I talked about this again. I'm the guy with the calculus book at the fraternity party. I get it. But governments don't mind trends. They just want it to be orderly. They don't want everybody 100x leverage. So if you're pro Bitcoin, believe it or not, you actually want it to be orderly. You don't want it to be a speculative bubble. You want to blow out the margin babies. You want to blow out anybody who doesn't want to be here or, you know, starts off making like uneducated emotional guesses. Now, of course, that's everybody. That could be everybody. That was me. That's everybody. I don't want you washed out, but governments and broker dealers don't care, right? They just want what they want. Now, what you got to do is say, okay, this happened or that happened. I'm going to shake it off and I'm going to get long AF Web3, right? If I got to buy less Christmas presents and give up Starbucks, they hit this market for 10 days or 10 hours. You got to be there. I will show you the charts. Now, governments are also panicking about getting in late. There are people who have missed this, right? El Salvador caught it. Germany sold, right? The Chinese are out. The Russians don't have it. Nobody has it. Everybody wants a strategic Bitcoin reserve, but they don't want to pay 115. So just remember, in the short term, there's a case to try to stop it. And now, of course, that's not going to work. That's not going to work past 4 or 5 days or 4 or 5 hours. It's not going to work, but, you know, it doesn't hurt to have somebody call up BlackRock and said, can you sit on this thing for a week while we get our act together? And then, of course, at the bottom line, We have Web 2, who secretly hates crypto, and they'll do and say anything, like this thing with this computer chip yesterday. They just love it. They just love it because guess what? They got competition now. They got competition because we need it for two reasons. One, we need it to be sovereign, and two, we need it for economic growth. Their growth isn't good enough to get out of 36 trillion. We need a system and a parallel system that includes Wall Street, Silicon Valley, and AI, all of it. So institutions and governments are not here to pump your bags. They create volatility for their own good. You get to navigate and take advantage of that volatility. Now, if you just showed up in crypto and you screwed up, don't worry about it. You have something in common with every great trader in the whole world. You bought the top and you may have sold the low. It's okay. Forget about it. If you got any capital left, time to get involved, right? Do not let them trick you out of this market. Do not. Okay, so that was your tutorial on, that was like BlackRock and you. BlackRock and you. Yeah. Okay, now, moving on to why are we here? So let's just remember something. Imagine receiving $50 in Bitcoin in 2011, forgetting about it for 13 years, and then selling it in 2024 for $1 million. Boy, doesn't that sound easy? Doesn't that sound easy? Now, I guess if you bought it in 2011, you could forget about it, but you got to remember in 2011, I think it went at some point, it went from $0 to $100. That's a lot, right? And then, there have been multiple 80% crashes, but if you hodled it for 13 years, you got $1 million. And it's amazing how many people look at a tweet like this. Sometimes they feel bad because they missed Bitcoin. And then I'm like, I don't know. There's 5 dozen Bitcoins out there. There's 5 dozen things that over the next 12 years are going to explode and become household names. Yet, everyone looks at this and gets depressed. Oh, I missed Bitcoin. Okay. That's one crypto. The whole market cap's going to 10 trillion. Don't worry about it. Now, it's also a lesson about what happens when you don't let them shake you out. Trading and risk management is one thing. Tax loss selling, all that stuff. That's one thing. But don't let them shake you out of the market, right? What happened to, Solana and free trading turned everybody into a G. What happened to HODL? I walked into Charlie Shrem's office, right? When my first crypto job in Sarasota, right? And, there was something that it looked like the Nike logo. It just said HODL and it had the little swoosh on it. HODL. What happened to HODL? Everyone's like, oh my God, it did 1000x between breakfast and lunch. I'm out. HODL. Okay. Now, this was the end. This was the end. You can do meme coins. You can do all kinds of stuff. Fear, greed, blah, blah, blah. When investment banking analysts are forced to change their mind, that's the end. Translated into English. So Bitcoin mining stocks. Everyone sees the Bitcoin halving. Investment banking analyst goes, these guys just lost half their revenue overnight. Downgrade the stocks, on a scale of A through F, it's a D. Over there at Schwab, I hate it. Hedge funds all short it. All the stocks are going down. Of course, naturally, I said, Patreon, YouTube, guys who are trying to quit their J job, I said, you know what? Just keep buying more. The more they hate it, the more you should buy. The more the hedge funds short it, the more you should buy. Buy. Okay, that was, I don't know, a year ago. Now, Bitcoin miners upgraded at investment banks. Oh, well, gee, now that Bitcoin's at 100, we love it. So at 30, we didn't want any. We didn't want any at 60, but at 100, it's much more attractive. So when these guys upgrade, that's it. That's it. Done. Right? If I had known about this, if I had known they were going to do this, I would have issued a sell order. It's just, by the time they opened their mouth, it was already kaplooey. Okay. Now, our friends, got to be careful. Our friends got a new computer chip that, could hurt crypto one day. And, just as a reminder that, these characters in Web 2, they want to build Skynet, and they want to play GOD, right? They want centralized control. And I'm sure there are sovereigns who are on top of them going, no, we want centralized control. So it's probably the technology guys and the sovereigns trying to build Skynet. Okay. And then yesterday we have a Skynet rumor coming out saying, we got something that might break Bitcoin one day. And we know that's coming. We know that's out there. So what happened? So this comes out and everyone goes, oh my God. Then the guy from Zero Hedge comes out and says, well, to crack Bitcoin, they got to do twice as good as they're doing now. Bitcoin can also be forked and upgraded, and fantasizing about Bitcoin dying just because you were too brain dead to buy in and make money is the real tweet, which is the correct reaction. However, back to the original story. What did institutions do when they saw this? You're sitting there on the trading desk going, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, how am I going to fill these orders? Oh my God, I'm twiddling my thumbs. Oh my God, please, higher power, please help me get these orders filled. And then this comes out with everybody levered. And what did they do? I mean, they don't have phones anymore, but what did they do? They just picked up both phones and said, sell everything, short the market, find the stops. Don't stop selling until you find stops. And then when you find stops, keep selling. Liquidate $1 billion, liquidate everybody out of this market, everybody. So we can sit there and buy and fill our orders. God, thank you, Web 2, for your Skynet computer chip. Oh, you just saved my job. They got the catalyst. Boom. They're off to the races, shorting it, washing out every levered player. And this could go on. If they can't rally the market, right, you got to beware of the failed rally here. I hope there isn't. I'd love to see it come back today. That'd be awesome. But if it doesn't, they're going to wash it out, and they're just going to keep pressuring it because they got all these huge orders to fill. So thank you, Web 2. Now, continuing, why are we here? Right? So here I am at the fraternity party going, hey, guys, why are we here? Shut up, Bill. We're too busy cheating on Solana. Come on, guys. You got to think about it. Okay, here come the headlines. The Bank of England will hide the identities of pension funds, insurers, and hedge funds bailed out under a new financial stability tool to prevent crisis contagion. So they've already bailed out a couple pension funds already. Are you saying there's more? We got more insurance companies, more hedge funds? You mean something happened in legacy this year with like loan quality, credit cards, commercial real estate? Remember that? Most likely not, because it's been a pretty good party. Governments are getting ready for a major problem, right? You do not owe $36 trillion and just have all of this go away. Not to mention the fact that there are problems inside a legacy. There are problems. Now, so somebody has like, orange-pilled Ray Dalio, right? So Ray, after, declaring World War III and the end of the world and all this other stuff, is now changing his story slightly. He must watch the show. May my net worth get, I don't know, 1/100th of his. Ray's like, hey, we have a little bit of a problem with debt. Anybody notice? Yeah, bro. Everyone who watches the market update, everyone in the Patreon, and everybody in the YouTube member area, they notice we got a little bit of a problem. And you know what? I think Bitcoin is okay. Well, gee, Ray, you didn't like it at 30. You didn't like it at 60. But it's okay. We'll let you like it at 100. We'll make an exception for you so you can get off this like move out of America stuff. You're going to move out of America and go where? Somewhere where you can post something on Facebook and then they don't like it and the cops show up? Is that where you're going to move to? Where you moving to? Somewhere where they have like facial recognition cameras? Where you going? No, you're going to come to the home of Bitcoin and the home of Web3. That's where you're coming. Now, is there going to be a major problem here? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm going to prove it to you in these next couple slides. Here we go. People aren't following what this means. So Elon is rumored to be buying property near the Orange Man's house in Florida. So what's that about? Social gatherings. He's going to show the Orange Man how to play video games. What are they going to do? A little golf? Okay. What are they going to talk about when they're playing golf? Or what are they going to talk about when they're having meetings? Is there a big problem out there? You know, the Orange Man's getting classified briefings. He's been getting classified briefings for a while. Anything going on out there? Anything going on with government spending, government solvency, treasury management, that they all got to, like, the head of Doge and, you know, the president have to get together on a regular basis? They got to live next to each other in Florida? Okay. Yeah, I mean, they probably don't want to deal with the travel, and it's probably easier for the security details to just sort of like cordon everything off. So I get that part of it. But Elon's like moving in. Okay. And if Elon's moving in, then you can bet Kennedy and all these guys are going to be sequestered round the clock until whatever problem, whatever reason we're here surfaces. Because, ladies and gentlemen, you've been told. You've been told. Right? You've been told by the English. You've been told, excuse me, you've been told by the English. You've been told by Dalio. And you've been told by Elon. There's a huge problem out there. That is why we are here. That is why we need Web3. That is why they are trying to shake you out. That's why it won't work. It can't work. Anyone within the sound of my voice, unless you have a leveraged risk management problem, there is absolutely no way you're going to let them shake you out of this thing. None. Because we've all been told. Now, just in case you're wondering, has anyone ever made any money fading Elon Musk? Has anyone ever faded Elon Musk and lived to tell about it? No. Here we have Gates, you know, AKA, you know, I don't know. What do you want to call him? The guy who lives, the guy who is in charge of hell, maybe? Someone who's not so nice, you know, kind of like climbing out of the same log as George Soros. $2 billion short bet on Tesla. Good luck with that. You know, Gates bets against Tesla. Cathie Wood, who doesn't always get things right, got Tesla right. You know what, Bill? I hope your position is so big you can't even cover. President-elect Orange Man says anybody investing over $1 billion in the U.S. will receive expedited approvals and permits. Does anybody doubt that when these guys tell you something is going to happen, that it happens? The Orange Man is on the tape making fun of the Prime Minister of Canada, frankly, in an attempt to do regime change. He's going to literally try and embarrass him out of office with the tariffs, and then he's just going to get on Twitter and just give him the business until people say, you know what? Not only is this guy not a nice person with very East German-like policies, if anybody remembers East Germany, but now we're just going to make fun of you until you quit. So if he says we're doing Bitcoin, if he says we're doing DeFi, because he's doing DeFi, if he says we're doing it, we're doing it. So when these hedge funds and BlackRock and all these dealers go to shake you out, you got to remember these things. It's a joke. They whack it 20, 30%, or they leave you in a boring, choppy range. Who cares? Who cares? The proposed U.S. Bitcoin Strategic Reserve explained. Okay, I'm sure this is a very good article. I'm sure that they have gone through all of this. They go through the Treasury. That's awesome. I like that they have the Fed over here. The Fed's going to hate that. I don't care, because you know what? They said they're doing it, and they're doing it. Because when they goose Bitcoin, they goose the ecosystem. And when they goose the ecosystem, they get growth. You don't think they want growth? They want growth, right? What do you think this is about? Anybody coming in here with $1 billion is in. You know who should move here? Ethereum, Consensus. Vitalik should be packed. I mean, he's got a great deal in Switzerland, I'm sure. Anybody who wants to come on over to America, come on over, man. He's going to hook you up. Bitcoin, far more of a threat than the BRICS currencies. So here's the new angle in the macro hedge fund world to say that, we're doing a currency devaluation against Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is a threat to the planet. Oh my God, Bitcoin is a threat. Someone stop Bitcoin from going to $1 million. No one's going to stop Bitcoin from going to $1 million, and no one wants to. Now, what we would love to do is have the dollar and crypto running as a parallel system so we don't have internationally renowned murderers and criminals like Xi and Putin driving monetary policy worldwide. Because this whole BRICS thing and everyone's like cozying up to each other, I just don't know what fiat toilet paper are they going to use as their currency, right? So it's like, if we have the dollar and we embrace Bitcoin, we're not threatening the dollar. We're changing the value of the dollar because that's economically necessary. But if you embrace crypto, you embrace XRP, you embrace Ethereum, you embrace Solana, you embrace crypto as money, you just immediately embarrass all these other actors who have spent the last year and a half trying to get everybody off the dollar. No, you're not going to get anybody off the dollar because you're going to make the orange man upset. Good luck with that. But crypto is going to be a parallel system. And then if we're like the lead player in it, well, that's good for us. It's good for us. And, we're not taking orders from communists. We're not. When have communists ever been right about anything? Ever. Ever. Ask the people who just lost the last election how that turned out for them. There will only be 20 million Bitcoins to ever exist. 19.8 million Bitcoins have been minted, controlled by Math and BlackRock. If they can't get their orders filled, they're going to try to get your bags. Because this supply thing, this pickle that they're in, I mean, they were in a pickle in September. They were in a pickle at Thanksgiving. And the Christmas pickle, they may never sleep again. They're going to take this thing. I'm just going to stop in mid-December probably. They're going to stop the gymnastics. And then this thing is going to turn around and go vertical in their face. And anyone who doesn't have it is done. They're going to face a chorus of how could you miss this? How could you miss this? So if they're hitting the market, they're hitting the market to get your bags. And if the market doesn't go back up, they're just kind of temporarily suppressing it. So if you're upset about what happens, okay, I was upset this morning. I had to go wrap a Christmas present, go get a car wash. I had to clear my head. I get it. I get it. You're upset. It's okay to be upset. Okay. What is not okay to do is forget what institutions are doing, right? Their bag's not yours. Orders got to get filled. And why are we here? Right? The fraternity party ended abruptly. Now I'm here with the calculus book and let's go ace our test. Okay. Let's do it. This is all positive. Even if you just got wrecked, if you got any money to spend, if you didn't lose all of your money, you're still in the game. Oh, I forgot to move this up. Yeah. Okay. So he's calling Trudeau the governor of Canada. He's calling Canada a U.S. state. He's like goading those people to get rid of Trudeau. If you think they're kidding, think again. President-elect's son, right? There's a couple, obviously, but this is the sharper one, the one that made a very serious, impassioned speech. It's like, banking is slow, it's antiquated, and it doesn't work. Hence, our DeFi project. Everyone made fun of these guys. I gave them the benefit of the doubt. I was a little cringe. What makes you think these guys are kidding, right? And if they're selling the market, they're suppressing it just so they can buy. It's like, oh my God, someone hold this thing down before I have a nervous breakdown because it's just going to go and go and go. In the meantime, let's just lean on altcoins. Let's have Wendy O and people talking about buying Solana below 200, which is possible, right? Let's have them wishing for lower prices. Let's sit on it for 10 days. Let's see if we can sit on it for 10 days. Now, if they sat on it for 10 days, you would get discouraged or annoyed or upset because people were upset when it was going up. And when it was going up, if their coin wasn't 100xing, they were upset. Then it goes down. Now they're upset even more. We're on the precipice of like the biggest thing anyone's ever seen in crypto, and everybody in crypto is upset. That's why we got to get more than 1,000. That's why I got to get 10,000 people or 20,000 people watching the show. That's why we got to get everybody in the YouTube member area, right? That's why we get everybody in Patreon. We got to get everybody with the Coinbase portfolio now. Microsoft shareholders vote no on Bitcoin reserves. Well, of course they did. Of course they did. You know why? They've got the wrong position. It's like everybody who thinks that their Microsoft stock is not as good as Bitcoin, raise their hand. Of course, they're not going to approve that, right? Michael Saylor is like, do it, because I want to develop on Bitcoin with your resources. I don't want to sell Bitcoin to develop on Bitcoin. I want to take your money and develop Bitcoin. So, of course, every Microsoft shareholder says no. Is that a shock? Right? Most likely, they got an email from the Gates Foundation going, don't you dare. Can't have people being free and nice. Can't have humanity. We don't like humanity. So no Bitcoin for us. Okay, guys. Great. Just let me know how that works out in 5 years. Right? Now, if there is a cause to not do Bitcoin, it's because they have to put a gaming package together. Right? It's like, okay, we're not going to do Bitcoin, but we are going to come in and do gaming. So there's still hope that they come in and do that. It's just embarrassing to have to admit that they're late. Amazon shareholders want them in Bitcoin. Welcome to shareholders. What's a stock share? It's a governance token, right? It gives you control. It goes up. It is impacted by earnings. Not all governance tokens in crypto are, but it's stocks and governance tokens have something in common. And if everyone's like, you know what, we want to get involved here. This works in the other way, This is like, governance to, stockholders telling managers we want in by voting. Now, what do you think is going to happen when Wall Street goes, well, gee, how do we get involved in DeFi? Wow, you mean we can buy the governance token and have a vote and control? And if we buy a lot of governance tokens, we can have a lot of control? Oh, well, let's buy some governance tokens, right? We discussed this, right? This has been going on for a couple of years, like Web3 and governance tokens. It's like, do you want Web3 and governance tokens or a dirty diaper? I'll take the dirty diaper. I can burn it for fuel. No one wants governance tokens. Okay? No one. Yeah, until Wall Street goes to get involved. Okay? MicroStrategy just announced it will be part of the NASDAQ 100 on Friday. Speaking of which, Marathon Digital has successfully used its stock to buy more Bitcoin. Do you have any idea how serious this is? Marathon Digital didn't just magically buy all this Bitcoin. They bought it from somebody. They bought it from a market maker. What does a market maker's job do? To make the market, to make bids and offers. Hi, I would like to buy. Can I please have a bid? Can I please have an offer? What is your offer to sell me Bitcoin? Oh, okay. Well, I'm competing with other market makers, so I got to make sure my price is close to the market. I can't go ripping people off or he'll call somebody else. I used to do this in currencies. It wasn't quite like this, but as a market maker, you have to think, what is the best price I can give this customer? So Michael Saylor's buying it. BlackRock's buying it. Marathon Digital's buying it. They're buying it. They're buying it. They're buying it. And there you are. There you are. You're a little market maker and you're short. You're short because you had to sell all this stuff to other people. How are you going to get it back? You got to create whatever decline you can create because you're, fill in the blank. Michael Saylor says, we did this, we did that, we made $1 billion. I woke up, I bought some Bitcoin, brushed my teeth, drank my coffee, went down to the car, and we made $1 billion. Because I'm a savage, and I'm long, and I'm strong, and I don't care. If you find me an innovative way to buy more Bitcoin, guess what? I'm going to do it, and I'm going to keep doing it. Which is why, we go from retail, Solana, euphoria to, oh my God, the sky is falling. Emergency meeting. Oh my God. No. This guy watched Bitcoin. He lost 50% of his value on his Bitcoin and it sat there for 6 months. And the market goes down for 6 hours and the oxygen masks are dropping from the ceiling and everybody's putting on their oxygen mask like the plane is going down. Plane is not going down. Nothing is going down. They're just trying to get your crypto. That's it. Okay. Orange Man says he's going to be very focused on the price of Bitcoin during his presidency. He must watch the show. This guy has been around Wall Street, banks, real estate. He knows. Goose Bitcoin, ignite an ecosystem. Ignite an ecosystem, pay down debt, or at a minimum, get the growth to be able to issue the treasuries. Create confidence in the country, right? In other words, how do you get people to buy the bonds of the country that has $36 trillion in debt? How do you do that? It's a confidence game. So everyone's like, wow, Bitcoin is undermining the confidence of fiat, blah, blah, blah. No, dude. Web3 being the Bitcoin country, right, brings people in. Everybody wants to loan El Salvador money. Everybody wants to own, Everybody wants to loan Michael Saylor money. So, well, let's get Bitcoin going. Let's buy some. Let's goose it, because then everybody will want to loan us money. This is common sense. You do not need a graduate business degree. You do not need to be a PhD. You do not need to be Ray Dalio to figure this out. Wow, people are excited. And when people are excited, it goes up and I'm popular and the economy grows. Oh my God. Is there any more like this? Can we do this with any other currencies? Bitwise predicts, here we go. 7,000 Ethereum. That magical little number no one's talking about, right? There's 4, there's 5, but that's 7. Because you know what? 7's exciting because it's just like in Bitcoin. When Bitcoin crossed 70, right? Everyone was talking about 80, but I was like, hey, it's time to talk about 100. When you get above 7 in Ethereum, that's when you start talking about 10K. That's when you start getting real exciting, right? Because it's well beyond 5, right? And it's on its way to 10. That's a big number. And Solana at 750. You know what? You want to talk about what's been suppressed? Everybody moved out of Solana and over to Jeetville. And guess what? They're all long the wrong stuff in the Solana universe. I think it's insane to be long $1 billion Solana meme coin when you could own Solana. I mean, yeah, there's going to be a blow off in memes and memes are going to do well, but everybody has forgotten about Solana. Everyone forgot about it, right? Now, I happen to like a Solana small cap. We'll look at that. That has been, that has been one of the most insane rides I've ever been on in markets. But don't forget about Solana. Knock, knock. Who's there? Putin. Putin who? Putting my country on a Bitcoin standard. They've been buying gold for like 15 years. Now, there's nothing wrong with that because their currency is, not the greatest. So it is great because they have low government debt and gold. But now they got to buy something else because their whole BRICS plan just blew up in their face because the Orange Man came out and said, let's go Bitcoin. And he blew up, 2 years worth of work on BRICS. Communists, wrong every single time. Communists are only good at 2 things, and I can't mention them on the air. $3 trillion asset manager Goldman Sachs said it will evaluate participating in the crypto markets if regulators permit. Now, there's a couple ways to look at this. It's really not like my former employer to come out and say, yeah, we're thinking about it. No, what they're thinking about is how they can dominate. Goldman, like BlackRock, doesn't do anything unless they can dominate. So can they dominate Bitcoin and Ethereum? I don't think so, but they could get into DeFi, right? No one has figured out yet that if they act as an intermediary between institutions and the general public and a complicated DeFi ecosystem, that they could make literally a ton of money, right? Notice you don't need regulatory approval for Bitcoin and Ethereum. So what do you need regulatory approval for? DeFi. And if they get it, which they will, Goldman is going to come into DeFi. And if Goldman comes in DeFi, you best get yourself over to Coinbase. You best get yourself into that portfolio that I got in that member area for a whopping $49 a month. You're going to say, I'm not going to spend $49 and I'm going to miss Goldman coming into this market because, again, you just got told. You got told. This is why we do the news. El Salvador discovered an unmined gold reserve. So now they have a huge gold reserve and they have Bitcoin, right? Gold is a good central bank reserve asset. It's not going to grow your economy, but it can help back a currency. And frankly, if Bitcoin goes to $200,000, gold's going to $5,000. Because just as a public service announcement, he's not going to get that all out of the ground now, and everybody is short gold. There isn't enough physical gold to meet the demand. There isn't, right? There isn't enough physical gold to match up with all the paper gold that's out there. So everyone's like, well, I'm in gold and I hate Bitcoin. All right, well, we don't hate you. We really don't. I mean, we like Bitcoin better, but, if Bitcoin goes up, gold will go up. And as soon as Bitcoin stops, gold will start, just like yesterday. So if they're just rotating, everyone's like, oh, what's the problem? Ethereum's down. Oh my God. Silver was up yesterday. Relax. It's a rotation trade. You got to get used to rotation trades, right? Riot Platforms, another Bitcoin miner. I'll take $500 million. Thank you very much. And I'll pour it into the market. Thank you. Because market makers are all short and we don't care because we make Bitcoin. So we're just going to proceed to ramming speed. We're just going to buy 500 million because we want to make you shorter. We want to make you cover at 120. This is how markets work. Bulls pressure bears until they capitulate, lose their mind. And now bears or people who are short, like market makers, are doing it to you. They've been doing it to you all day. You've been upset for 2 days. Okay. You've been upset. You go for a walk, you get a car wash, you smoke a cigar, you come back, you go to the gym, and you be like, okay, I'm not falling for this. People fell for this at Thanksgiving. Crazy. Crazy. Peter Schiff says, so first of all, Peter Schiff advises who? I think his poor dude's checked out a long time ago, but whoever the cabal is that's running things over there, right? To do one good thing before his term ends, sell all the Bitcoin held by the United States. Okay, well, that's really interesting. But again, whoever presses the button, yeah, they're going to have to explain it to the orange man. I wouldn't push that button, right? I wouldn't. Absolutely not. Unless you're going to get a guaranteed golden parachute to a bunker in Switzerland. Don't sell strategic reserve assets, and definitely don't suppress Web3. Peter Schiff already has a job. There's a lot of people out there that need full-time job creation in the United States. Again, why are we here? The primary job of government is to protect the people. The primary job of government is to try to create the most robust economy possible. How do you do that? Through regulation in the printing press? By government spending? No. By encouraging private sector innovation. So Peter Schiff's embarrassed. He needs a headline. It's going up. No one's ever going to listen to him again. Fine. He can cry all the way up to 250. Michael Saylor urges U.S. to ditch gold for Bitcoin. Sell the past, own the future. I don't think we need to do that, right? You got metal, hold the metal, right? Sometimes people get a little bit short. A lot of our banks could be at risk. If there's a problem in the gold market, gold goes to 5,000, you don't want to be short gold. But Mike's making a point, if we got money lying around or, if the Treasury does things like, if it needs 2 billion, it borrows 3 and it uses some of that money to cushion the Treasury market, use it to buy some Bitcoin. That's okay with me. Legendary traders bullish pivot. Peter Brandt now bullish XRP. The most powerful chart after a slew of bearish takes. So, of course, at 50 cents, I didn't like it, but at $4, it's much more attractive. It's you know what? I just like the fundamentals better at $3. It just looks better. The tech has improved tremendously in the 1 month it took to go up 400%. XRP is money. It's money made in America. Made in America. money. Now, I know if you live somewhere, or maybe you live here and you don't like America, or you think Americans are a whole bunch of like fat, loud people, that's understandable. I would refer you back to the Normandy landing, the space program, and anything that the United States has done where they put their mind to it collectively. When John Kennedy said, we're going to the moon, we went to the moon, right? When Ike said, Eisenhower and FDR said, we are liberating Europe, they liberated Europe with, a plan that involved intelligence, deception. I mean, we didn't just line up and land, right? That had a plan, and there was a lot of risk in that plan, right? When the Normandy landing started, Eisenhower had his resignation letter in his pocket in case it went south. There's a lot of risk involved. There's going to be a lot of risk involved in the strategic Bitcoin reserve. It's also going to be a lot of risk if we can't pay $36 trillion and you have, $15 for a loaf of bread. That's also a risk. Okay. So let's all get over ourselves about what's really going to happen. It's not someone else's job to pump your bags, but it's also your job not to give your bags to somebody else. Come on. Can Solana and Toncoin print fresh highs? Yes, because we need them as rails for the internet. Now, another sign of a top or a publicity stunt done on purpose, or both, the Hawk2A girl is disappeared and has now figured out how to get herself in the media every day because of what happened with this meme coin. So she's now going to be permanently in the news as, the notorious meme coin girl, genius if done on purpose. But, you're going to need a lawyer and you're going to need to settle, but you're going to get tons of PR over whatever happened with this meme coin. And again, we are all preoccupied with Hawk2A, right? What we should be preoccupied with is this. The guys who say they mean business. These are the guys we should be thinking about today. BlackRock Bitcoin ETF drops most in 4 months amidst quantum computing FUD. In other words, everybody used Bitcoin put options, right? Because there are bearish options bets, right? Everyone they sat on the options market. It's very complicated. The Fed does it with stocks. You can use the options market to suppress something if you want to. And that's exactly what they did. Oh, we got FUD. Oh my God, short this thing. Stop it from going up. Please just stop it. I can't sleep at night. I don't want to be a crypto market maker anymore. I want to go be a dairy farmer. I can't take the stress. Crypto Daybook. Banks favor King Dollar as BTC Tug-of-War rages. Right? Everybody is worried about the value of currencies versus crypto. You should be worried about your ability to issue debt in a totally insane world. Right? Worry about this. Worry about this. Don't worry about Bitcoin. Bitcoin is actually serving a purpose. Why is XRP down today? Well, people are taking profits. I have to find a reason because I'm a journalist. Wah, 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 wah. There's no reason for XRP to be below $2. I can't even imagine the psychological joy of being able to buy at $1.75. That is a technical support point. You may get there. You may not. You had plenty of time to buy XRP. It's called the last 8 years, right? Save the 2 gigantic monthly pumps. You had plenty of time to buy it. Now, if it's down, look at this. XRP up 5% with the whole market doing nothing. With LuxAlgo coming in going, yeah, give me some of that. Now, is that going to last? I don't know. All right. But, it could be like a wild card if XRP moons when they're trying to short everything else. This could be a multi-day correction unless XRP gives it to them. Go XRP. You just got to be ready for anything. What you got to be ready for is to not give up your bags if they turn around and hit this thing again. That's what I'm telling you. Ignore the noise. Now, this thing. Oh my God. So this is AInti. People have been asking me for an update. Let me give it to you. So someone calls me up and says, we have a project where we're going to bring back John McAfee, who was the first crypto influencer, a thought leader in every way. And he had a colorful past and, you know, he liked substances and partying, but they're bringing him back, right? They erased this guy from the planet. He was the early adopter of crypto. He showed everybody how to use privacy coins. He was on the run from everybody and still stayed bullish crypto. You know, market was down for 3 days and everyone is like getting therapy. And this guy was on the run for years. And they brought him back using AI. It's tweeting now. I tweet, I can reply to it and it replies to me. It's there. I bought myself a cell phone. They gave me a QR code for a completely private cell phone plan. So for 30 days, just picked up the phone at Best Buy today. They're going to make this work. They've got the prototype page up where you can buy your privacy QR code with the coin. Now, again, I own the token. You know, they gave me tokens to talk about it. I don't want to talk too much, but everyone's asking me for an update. Okay, well, the project is still working on it. I talked to the dude. He's like, hey, want to catch up? He's like, yeah, this is my third plane flight in 7 days. I'm working. They're working. Okay. They gave me a QR code for the phone. I just have to figure out how it works. Meanwhile, everything went up and then everybody's tax loss sold it. That's what happened. Everyone came in, everybody out, everybody back in again. Whether that's now or whether that's January 1. But they sold it all the way down to a 700,000 market cap. So we started at 5 to 700,000. It went to 5 million and it came back down here. Meanwhile, you know, like I said, how are things working out in GOAT? 500 million market cap, right? This thing was at $1 billion. What is this? Oh, it's a meme coin attached to an AI agent. Wait a minute. Isn't that what the McAfee thing is? Yeah, dude, that's exactly what it is. So yeah, this is worth 500 million because Mr. Market says it is. Okay. Right? Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, is this upsetting? You know, yeah. What happened with that coin? Yeah, that's upsetting. That chart is, you know, that chart looks like my heart rate, you know, up, down, up. You know, it's the, I don't know. It's the out of sinus rhythm chart. Okay. But I'm not going to give him my bags. I'm not going to say, well, you know, gee, that was fun. That didn't work out. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not giving up on my view of anything in crypto. Look at this. Ski Mask Dog. Boy, you want to talk about getting your crypto? Oh my God, look at this. So perfect square range, right? This is like the next whiff. Okay. What did they do? What did they do? They just got everybody. See, this is quick. This has got a big YouTuber behind it. They take it down, they take it back. Good luck stopping this thing. This is like XRP. You're not going to stop it. You're just not. Okay. Let's see who we got here. It's going to be one of these like I can feel it's like a marathon stream. I got a Samsung A25. So I got like the high end of the low end because it specifically said it would support dual SIM and eSIM, right? Brick Dreams, Rug Tua. Love America, go crypto. Okay, Robert Wiley is into AInti. By the way, there are videos on that on the YouTube page. You know, so just as a reminder, these are the members only videos. Okay, they heard about this coin early at 400K. So from 400K to 5 million and back. Coinbase portfolio, Meme Mania, and the portfolio show. So you get the portfolios and you get a podcast about the portfolios. Right? So they get everything first. Patreon got it first. You know, Patreon gets it first. You know, and here are the videos, right? Live streams. You got multiple videos about this thing that I think is cool. Right? And then you got over here, you got Patreon. So please become a member. And if you can't become a member, why don't you try hitting the like button? That works. Okay. This is what Patreon gives you. So here's a podcast, right? And here's a newsletter. So, giving them the levels, a rally would be nice, but I would be pleased with stability. On the other hand, if you had capital deploy a final panic move in a week or so, it could be a golden opportunity. So Patreon gets everything. They get exclusive stuff and they get everything early, right? With my podcast on 6th Street in Austin, Texas. Okay. I'm going to go to PowerPoint because I put a lot of work into PowerPoint. You're going to like this. I think you're going to like it. And if you do like it, you should hit the like button. Whoops. All right. Somebody wants me to analyze the Unagi token. Super chat. Appreciate that. I saw somebody had me doing based Pepe the other day, and that took off. That was interesting. I was like, what's based Pepe? Guess the market figured out what based Pepe is, huh? Okay. So a lot of the market looks like this, right? Market goes up, market goes back down and retests support. Everybody selling. Everybody bearish. Everybody out. No. Don't do it. Don't do it. Right? Even if they hit it for 10 days, or it's boring for 10 days or whatever, right? Don't let them get your crypto because believe me, they are going to try. They are going to try. So let's go to PowerPoint and go over it. Let's go over the history of crypto crashes, the recent history. Okay. So this is Bitcoin from 2017. So this was the biggest Bitcoin rally ever. Okay. Bitcoin went to 4,800. All right. And then in a 15-day period, it went down 40%. It hit 3,000. Okay. Everyone out. Look how nasty this is right here. Right. One last, it's like down, up, reverse. 3,000 to 7,800. Then they did it again. They did another 30% washout. Now, Bitcoin's done with 30% washouts because of how short they all are. But this was November 14th. And this year, you know what the date is? I bet it's like December 15th, 16th, something like that. That mid-month area. Yeah, same thing. Okay. Now, this was a 5-day drop because by then, I think people, they weren't going to be able to do a 15-day drop because they just washed out the levered babies. And then as soon as it stopped at 5,600, it went to 20,000. So, it's they either washed it out for 15 days or 5 days, and then it went up 250%. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for giving us your crypto. All those dips were scary, except if you were like, yeah, it's stupid. They're just trying to get your crypto. Today could be it. 10 days, 10 hours. I don't care. Neither should you. Right? Unless you're 50x levered, then you have to cover yourself and take care of it so you don't blow out. But, okay, this year, did you know, this is total too. So this is a metric of all altcoins, including ETH. So did you know that before this whole rally started, the market went straight down in October of 2023? Straight down. Just down. 10 days. Can you even find that on the chart? Straight down for 10 days and it went up 70%. This is total altcoin market cap, like total market cap without Bitcoin. So ETH and everybody else. Down, 70% up. January of this year, 12 days down. Look at this at the end. Down. Try to go up, down. And then up 70%. Up only, straight up. That's exactly what's going to happen here. Whether it's 10 days or 10 hours. Right? Now, maybe the whole market doesn't go for 10 days. Maybe it's a rotation game. I don't know. But if you give BlackRock your crypto, in this case, like I said, conviction is going to be required. Now let's talk about what they could do here. Let's talk about the worst case scenario. And I got the super chat. I see it. I'm going to do arrow in a second. Bitcoin. So there's the 13 top here. If they ignored it, it would go up, but they didn't ignore it. They took it seriously. Now, if Bitcoin continues to go down, you could have more of a slump. You could have a range, could have government selling. It could go down in theory for 9 days, in theory. Okay. I don't know that this is something to get too upset about, but you can't blow it off anymore. You just can't blow it off, right? Because there's a lot of topping signals here and, you know, it might go down for 5 or 6 days. Who knows? I don't think it's a disaster, but I think if you showed the world 83K Bitcoin with its moving averages, I think there'd be so many bids down there. I don't even know how it gets down there. You need some kind of like wacko macro catalyst. Solana. Okay. There's a lot of support at 194. So they seem to be afraid to go down there. So my conclusion is twofold. One, it either doesn't go down there, or because they're afraid of it, if it does go down there, they're going to penetrate it. Right? Everyone's like, ooh, I'll take some Solana at 200. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, I'm down. I'm totally down. I just got done telling you I think Solana is like way undervalued. But if it pulls up short of support, if it ever went down there, it would go through the support. I'm just saying this is like tactics. So you either buy Solana at 220 because you think it's going up, or maybe you sit here and wait and see if they can really make people lose their mind. Because if it goes down there, they're going to test it. They might even go through it a little bit on a wick. You never know. Right? Now, if you're long, you don't got to worry about this because you have a position. And sometimes in trading, like in 2017, you know, it can be hard to be patient, right? Like I know there's people out there. It's like, oh yeah, Bill, you don't have to tell me. I'm not giving my crypto to BlackRock. I want in right now. Let's go. Let's go. I want to buy that dip. Okay. I get it. I get it. I'm not going to stop you. I'm not going to stop you. But sometimes with bull markets, they can either wick you out or wait you out. Right? In other words, if people buy the dip, but they don't get gratification, they might jeet out of the position if they get scared. All I'm saying is if they scare people out, that's when you get in. That's the point of the Solana slide. Now, Ethereum was traveling in this nice channel, and this is really the first instance where I've seen something travel in one of these channels and not break out of the top. Matter of fact, ETH broke out of the bottom. I'm not really upset about ETH. I'm not, but it's just an example like XRP, you know, it got to the apex of this triangle on LuxAlgo and broke out of the downside. I looked at this and I was kind of stupid. I was like, well, gee, that's bearish. That can't be right. Well, guess what? Boom. They hit XRP, but XRP comes right back. 1.7 was the juicy support. I did a short video. Why would it ever go below 2? Why would it ever go below 2? 1 point something? Like, remember the slide? I bought Bitcoin in 2011. And yeah, I bought in 2011 and hodled it for 15 years. I bought XRP at 50 cents and I puked it out at $2.10 because I got cheated out of it, and then it went to $25. Right, 1.7 would be juicy. Now, the best looking chart on the planet is ETH. Because ETH broke out above 3,500 and it's just retesting. It's simple, right? It's just, this is the best chart out there. This is the greatest hope for the market. It's like Luke Skywalker and Star Wars. Ethereum, the great hope, against the empire trying to suppress crypto. Yeah, Ethereum is holding nicely at 3,500. And if they run stops and they take it down and they try to push it, good. They're not going to be able to hold it down there. ETH's been at 3,500 since 2022 and ETH is money. Gold and silver start rallying, that's just going to make ETH vertical. When ETH bottoms at some point in the next 5 or 6 days, forget about it. You're not going to be able to buy it. Like, don't give me this, oh, I can't buy it thing, or I'm going to buy it later thing. Don't. Because when ETH takes off, you won't be able to buy it. You'll be like, oh, I can't believe it went to 3,500 and I thought it was going to 3,200. It might go back down again. It might. But it's like, I don't know. It feels like the buy of the century to me. It's not investment advice. Okay, here's XRP. Again, $1.70 is support. I can't believe it would go down there, but if it did, I would do an emergency live stream and just tell you to FOMO in. Okay. All right. So we have AERO analysis. Everyone seems to be worried about AERO. AERO moves in like 20% increments. So I understand the volatility is stomach churning. I'm sharing the wrong screen. Okay. So here's AERO. There's a 5-wave move. And AERO does a very simple 38% retracement of its up move. That's all. That's it. With, of course, a little splash of stop running. They just ran the stops. That's it. And I wouldn't be surprised if they were right back after this thing. And if they're not right back after this thing and you get lucky and they smack it again, you'll get it at $1.53. I mean, $1.53. Think about getting it at either $1.80 or $1.53. And the long-term upside target on this is $10. What stops that? I don't know. BlackRock and the Bitcoin options ETF market for 10 days. That's it. Now, when everyone's convinced it's not going to go up or they're bored or they'll see it in 2025, it'll just go straight up. The longer they hold this down here, the more, let's use the word volatile. The longer they hold it down, the more volatile the ensuing up move will be, as I showed you in the 2017, 2023, and 2024 modern examples, right? Do not let them shake you out. I don't care if this thing's down 10 days. I just don't care, right? Maybe it just sits here. Maybe Bitcoin sits here and these altcoins recover. I don't know. They're going to shake everybody out. They're going to pressure you until you feel like getting out. I'm telling you, it's going to happen. Now, that may be 2 hours after we get off the stream, and that could be 5 days from now. Okay, so LuxAlgo likes this on like a 30-minute chart. So on a tactical chart, it looks okay. Okay, it's hard to get a read on a daily chart because there's not a lot of history. Okay, you have a 5-wave top here. And I noticed that, the market didn't care. There was a sell signal. It lasted 8 hours. All right. So whatever this is, people are after it. I think that's really the bottom line, right? And if you get some kind of range, that will probably be the most constructive thing. You just got to pause that refreshes. The best thing that can happen to this market is that you get a pause that refreshes. Now, of course, people don't see that as refreshment. They get irritated. They may have bought it at the wrong price, or they want 100x in 5 minutes, or their friend got 100x and they feel left out. People, don't do this to yourself, right? This is fine. It's fine. Even if they hit it for 10 days, it's still fine, right? It's just a correction. I mean, worst case scenario in this, they correct it down to like 48 cents. There's some kind of an event. That's equilibrium, right? That's like, like you wanted to, in a worst case scenario, they washed out all this FOMO, it would be 48 cents. Could that happen? I don't know. I suspect not, but I suspect you don't underestimate what the institutions will do if it doesn't rally. In other words, if everybody expects this to go up and it doesn't, they're going to come in and hit it again. They're going to come in and hit it, right? Okay. All right. I think y'all get the point. Let's see who else is here. Bob, check Neural. Oh, God. Some of these AI plays. Some of this stuff, like this looks like PEAQ. Some of this stuff's just not going to back. It's not backing off. Right? Like they immediately come after it. In other words, there are components of the market where they're just buying any dip, right? You can't possibly blame them. Would appreciate your views on the Supra token. Trying to find some better history on this. Okay, so when you see these X's, these big ones, a lot of times that can mean that you're going to get further corrective activity, right? This is a LuxAlgo Elliott wave thing. And when you see these X waves, it means they can continue flushing people out. I think if you're having problems with my indicator, you would call LuxAlgo, right? I just handle the creation. I definitely appreciate you. Definitely appreciate you subscribing. Seriously. Okay. Did we talk about XRP? Just saw we were live. So Supra can have additional corrective activity, but it's always best not to get caught up in corrective activity. Get caught up in getting long. That's what you should get caught up in. Okay. So XRP, right? So this is XRP 89-minute chart. Notice how it got to its LuxAlgo discount zone on a tactical chart and bounced. Notice how everyone kind of like, piled in, and then they were very quick to pile out. Very quick. Okay. Now, XRP on a daily chart, just so you know, just so you don't freak out, there is a LuxAlgo sell signal here. So you did have some very intense FOMO, right? And then LuxAlgo is like, yeah, this thing may have turned over. Now, that may or may not be true, but you do have to be careful in XRP of the failed rally. You have to be careful of the failed rally and all this stuff until mid-December. That's all. That's all. Right? Because, not only do they have to get your Bitcoin, they definitely have to get your XRP now. They definitely have to get that. But, if you look at the XRP 4-hour chart, this is the highest conviction buy signal that it can put out. So good luck getting everyone's XRP, right? If I was hodling XRP, I would just log off and come back in mid-December. You might actually get lucky. It could lead the whole market. Just log off. I mean, that's not responsible, but just, it's not investment advice. Just don't be one of these people that gets tricked out of this stuff. Absolutely not. Absolutely. Oh, Synthetix. Oh my God. Synthetix and Curve. People, I got news for you. I'm telling you, you best get yourself into this member area and get this Coinbase portfolio. Okay. On a 4-hour chart, they just did nothing but go up. And now they've done a retracement. Let's look at the daily chart, right? So naturally, no one wanted Synthetix down here. No one wanted it when I was talking about it, when I talked about this artificial suppression. So Goldman's waiting for regulatory approval to come into Bitcoin. Yeah. Okay. Right. Goldman's going to wait for regulatory approval to get into whatever they can own, which could be all of DeFi. Synthetix comes back down to support at $2.43. All I can say is you better get the Coinbase portfolio. That's what I can tell you. Coinbase portfolio is in the YouTube member area. Okay, Aave. So Aave is a bank, a profitable business. And if you look at the monthly chart of Aave, right, what are you going to see? Well, you're going to see a cup and handle. You're going to see that, the equilibrium price of Aave is at 355. That's the equilibrium price. So here's your cup and handle. Okay. And, those Fibonacci circles are undoubtedly there because I did a long-term price prediction. And I don't know if the long-term price prediction is still here. Oh, there it is. I think I just drew it this way. I think if we assume the end of the cycle is November of next year, which I think is an erroneous assumption, but, in September of 2025, Aave should be trading at 1,091 based on this Fibonacci structure. 1,000. And everyone's like, oh, wow, I can't buy it at 274. I'm going to like it much better at 900. Come on, people. Give me a break. Don't do this. Don't. Right? Don't let them chase you out of this market. Don't. Does the team like the change in the interchain foundation of Cosmos for a play on interchange. Okay. I know Galaxy Digital likes Cosmos. You know who else likes Cosmos? Red Phone Crypto. Let me tell you something about this guy, Red Phone Crypto. This guy, Red Phone Crypto, has been talking about trillions upon trillions invested in DeFi for a long time. He had I think his thesis was like, interrupted by FTX. Okay. This guy, we interviewed this guy when I was at another employer. The reporter interviewed this guy, Anon, over the phone. This guy comes out with these huge PowerPoint presentations. He is a huge Cosmos player. I don't often recommend anybody's Twitter, but Red Phone Crypto, they have like NFTs, or they have like the equivalent of ordinals on the Cosmos chain. It is blockchain geek fest beyond my capabilities. I want to say that Cosmos, we do have a Magnificent 7 inside. I don't think Cosmos is in the Magnificent 7, but these type of Web3 infrastructure plays, right? What's a good buy point for PinLink? Okay, that's a good question. Let's check that out. PinLink, what do we got? Very limited downticks. I want to say this is like some kind of D-pin play. I don't know, man. I think is 245. It's either 245 or 217. 217 is equilibrium. So I guess if you've been waiting this long, you can wait to see if they hit this thing again, because they have to try. I don't know if it's going to work, but don't get chased out of crypto. And it may pay to be patient. It may pay. I mean, it paid to be patient back in 2017. You had a 5-day blowout and a 15-day blowout. I know that's hard, right? Like, there's a part of you that's upset. The people who are long are upset because they're underwater. The people who want to buy more can't control themselves. They want to come in right now. You may be better off waiting 5 days. Who knows? But you definitely should be long something, not investment advice, right? I mean, basically, let's say that in a better way. Any portfolio where you're expecting a multi-year up move, you shouldn't be all in cash and you shouldn't be levered. You should be in with powder, ready to get whatever it is that you think is going to go up the most with the least volatility. Okay. I could go for 2 hours, but I can't do it to the Eagle King, right? So that's it for today, people. Okay. I definitely appreciate everyone's business. We'll see you next time.